What is up? What is up? What is up? Everyone, everyone, everyone. It is another day, another time, and another week for a word from the web podcast. Look, y'all, look, y'all. We are still within our theme of Kingdom Boss. And this young lady that I got up in the building with me tonight, this morning, is like straight up a Kingdom Boss. I mean, she has her own ministry, she is a mother, she has her own conference, which will year two of that conference will be going on tomorrow. So look, I'm talking about none other than my cousin, Mr. Lisa Glover. So as a theme song plays, I want you to like, share, tag, let somebody and let everybody know that a Word from the Web podcast is on. And look, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, what's you waiting on? Like, come on, like we've been coming consistently with you. Like, I need you to be supportive. So right now, what we're gonna do is play the theme song, and then we're gonna get into this powerful woman of God right here, Miss Jaleesa Glover, who I am so proud to not only call my cousin, but my little sister. So now at this time, the theme song gonna play, and then the next voice you'll hear will be Jaleesa. Let's go. What is up, fam? How you doing?
Hi. Hi,
Oh,
everyone.
yeah. How you doing, sis?
Doing good. Can't complain. Growing
Yeah.
and glowing.
That's it. That's it. Like for real, that's what you are doing right now. You are growing and glowing for real.
Yes, yes.
All right. So let's jump into these questions.
hmm
All right. When I say kingdom boss mindset, what comes to your mind?
When I think of kingdom boss mindset, I think of a Christ-like mindset. Having a mindset that is set on what God's plans are. So anyone that is uplifting the kingdom, whether that be serving in the church, serving in the community, evangelism, apostle, bishop, whatever it is, your gift or your calling that God has for you, whether it be with service, teaching, there's so many ushering, there's so many different, I would say, different roles or gifts that is present that we have to learn how to tap into. So when I think of that phrase, I just think of what God has called me to do in reference to the upkeeping of His kingdom. And then it always encouraging people to ask God what it is. We can all just be like disciplines, and servants for God, but God also has a strategic plan for all of us, right? So I think praying and asking God, what is it that you want me to do? What is it? What is your purpose for my life?
I like that. I like that. That's very important. You have to like get into alignment with his will so that you can know his plan.
Exactly.
All right. So next question for you. What is your earliest memory of church? Childhood memory of church. What is your earliest childhood memory of church?
Mm, my earliest childhood memory of church. I think always Union District Youth Choir. I think the March
Yeah.
God, the Youth March for Christ. Every Saturday in the in March, having to go down and learn all these songs and having to perform at the end of the month. And that was something that I look forward to. So that will always come to mind when I think of church is Union District Youth.
Yeah, for sure. Like that youth choir used to be bumping back in
Man,
the day.
it'll
No,
shout out to
like,
State Street. So many
so-
memories there.
yeah.
So many memories.
For sure. Like that youth choir used to be bumping. We had some of the baddest musicians
Yes,
in
we
the
did.
state of Kentucky.
Yes,
Like, what?
yes, yes,
Man,
for sure.
Friday nights
Oh
at the end of
man.
March, Friday nights, I don't care if you wasn't saved or not, you was at State Street Baptist Church listening to
Okay.
them kids. For
Yes,
real, legit,
yes, yes. You can expect youth night to be
jam
probably
packed.
the most packed. Yeah, you couldn't get in. You're having to pull the chairs out for sure.
Yeah, like it was standing room only, legit.
Yes,
Like that was that night where you like, all right, I'm getting there 2 hours early because
you
I
had to.
already know if I don't get there 2 hours early, I'm standing all night.
You are, or you gonna be in the back in the kitchen
Right,
watching on
right.
TV.
Take your pick. Take your pick.
Right. You're gonna be in the overflow section, which is still
Right,
fine.
right. All right. So next question: how did you get started with God Restore Her Ministry?
Good question. I started off with a Facebook group that was called Sisterhood Matters. God had presented that vision to me to get into that as far as providing or establishing and creating a safe space for all women to come to be able to connect, to be able to um, try to heal one another in reference to giving advice, past experiences, testimonials, encouragement, inspiration. That I wanted to bring all of that in one place because there's all kind of negative Facebook groups on Facebook um, that are very secular. So I wanted to provide a safe, Christ-like, God-like forum for all sisters to come to. So we started off with there, just being like again a social group, and then God kept pushing me more towards ministry. And I was like, well, I wouldn't really want it to be that. But hey, your will, right? Not mine. So I submitted to that idea that he gave me of,
Mm-hmm.
kind of molding it and reshaping it into a ministry. And so that's how we became a God Restorer. I was riding from one of my best friend's house, and I was like, God, what am I supposed to call this? Like, because for some reason, Sisterhood Matters was just not, he just kept telling me, like, that's not it. That's not it. Like, it was okay for you starting off, but for where I'm taking you, I need you to
Yeah.
revamp
Yeah.
and redo it. And so I was just driving home one day from my best friend's house, and he gave me, we was actually at her house going off, bouncing off each other names of what could we name the ministry, because that's going to be like, I got to get a name and then everything else can kind of just go from there. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to let God give it to me. I've been thinking about it for a few days, and I met with her, we talked about it, couldn't really come up with nothing. And on my way leaving from her house, out of nowhere, God dropped God Restore Her Ministries, and it's been that since then.
Exactly. And it's a perfect name for it.
It
It's
is, it is,
powerful.
it is.
All right. So next question I got for you. Like tomorrow night, tomorrow, like this conference is going on and it's about to be crazy. I mean,
Yes,
I'm just looking at the names that you got on this conference and like legit,
yes.
like I've I had people that went to last year's conference that I know that
Mhm.
text me and they was like, your cousin's conference was so crazy. Like I enjoyed myself so much.
Good, good. Oh, that's such a blessing.
So tell them about this conference on this year for tomorrow
Yes,
night.
yes. So, this conference is the second year that we'll be doing this. We did our first conference last year, and we did our theme. Her pain has purpose. And there is really what again started off with it now being an annual thing. We want to be able to bring a conference every year. I'm not saying it's going to always be in Bowling Green, but again, that's where I'm at. That's my home front. And so you can be expecting if you get your tickets. When you get your tickets, ladies, please get your tickets. It's still you can still get them right now. I'm going to be putting tickets up until late tonight. So whenever you have until 12 p.m. tonight to get your tickets. So, like I was saying, this conference is the ultimate sisterhood experience. And why I say that is because, again, we're providing a place for women to come together to worship, to be able to uplift, to be able to inspire one another. and be able to be on the front line with each other. So this year we're doing Her Prayer Has Power. I knocked it up a little bit as far as I wanted to really dive into prayer because prayer has been very important in my life for this
Mm-hmm.
past year. And so I wanted to go into something that I knew that was personal for me. And I know that prayer is important, especially when it comes to being a woman of God. I can only imagine with us, you and I were first cousins, and we know that we had a praying grandmother. And I can only say this, and I know you can probably agree that some of the things that let me say it like this, there's been a lot of things that dodged me. There's been a lot of things that
Come
should
on.
have happened to me that didn't happen to me simply just off of the covering
That
of my
prayer.
grandmother's prayer.
Yeah.
So prayer is so important, again, especially when you're the woman of the house, a woman of God. You're praying for your family, you're praying for your coworkers, you're praying on the front line. So it's really important to talk about that, how prayer helped them. And that's what we're going to be bringing with the panel. I'm not going to be disclosing the questions, but just to kind of give you an idea, a lot of those questions are going to be centered around prayer and how prayer helped them. And when was the time that they prayed for something, but they didn't get it, but got something better? There's just so many ways that we're going to be dissecting prayer. We're also going to be doing intercessory prayer as well during the conference. So that is going to be led by Minister Danielle, where we'll have 6 different topics. I think it's family, career, it's health, your church family. And there's one more where we'll have those categories. And let's say we'll do health. If that's something that you need prayer for, then you'll come down to the front line and all the women will stand there. So let's say if it's 10 women that need prayer for particularly or specifically for health, those 10 women will come down, they'll stand in the front line at the altar, hold hands together in one long line, and we'll have an intercessor there praying over them in particularly. And it just kind of goes to show again that we want to be in prayer for each other and how prayer together, standing there, holding hands, letting each other know that, hey, we're not going through this by ourselves. So we're going to be having intercessory. We're going to also be talking about the importance of credit, the importance of building or reestablishing your credit, and why that's important if you want to start your business or if you're trying to build a home. So again, all those things, and the panel is always the favorite. That was really what knocked off the conference last year when we started, when the panel came up, because so many those women had powerful testimonies, Jameson, that had those women had people in the audience crying, shouting.
Yeah. That's what I
It
heard.
was so it was just it was such a God moment. God was such in the atmosphere. So if you didn't get to make it last year, you do not want to miss out on starting off your new year off right with a church full of Christ-like minded women coming together to talk about how your prayer has power. So get your tickets now, please. Eventbrite.com before it's too late. Tonight at 12 o'clock, we'll be closing that. $35 for admission.
Yep. And like I'm just looking at that panel that you have on there. I know most of them women, and knowing them the way that I do, I've had the opportunity to hear most of their testimonies. So
Yes.
I'm like, oh yeah, I know this event is gonna be crazy. It's gonna
Yes.
be powerful. So I'm very proud and happy that you're continuing that.
Yes. Yes.
So next question that I got for you. How did you find the balance between the being a mother, being a daughter, and just being a mother, daughter, and then having time for yourself as well? How do you find that balance?
Um, it's easier for me now that my son has gone off to college. Thank the Lord, have mercy on him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not having to go to games and tournaments on the weekend and work and then try to still do my ministry and my life coaching and my mentoring program. Like it's a lot more easier now that my son is off in college. Um, a lot of people don't know this, but about 2 weeks ago, I actually quit my job because God said go. And I don't know. Again, I've been praying. Does He want me to go back into the work field? I'm like, God, I still need money. But then again, I'm blessed because I have a successful mentoring program, and then I have life coaching, and then I have my ministry as well. But again, I'm really now at that time in my life where I really don't want to work for anybody, where I really want to just operate in my gifts and my purpose. So
Mm.
yeah, that's what I'm in the middle of. So I'm really just trying to balance my gifts. Like, what is it that God has? What does He want me to do with all of these gifts that I have? And does He want me to still work, towards my goal as far as like working in corporate or working a 9 to 5, and then using that to fuel and to, aid my gifts and my dreams and my visions? Or am I just supposed to, or is this the time for me to just have true faith and just, again, I have a mentoring program. We only have it in one school right now. And if I had it in,
Okay, D. Yeah, we lost her for a quick second, but go out and come back. Y'all, this is an amazing event. Like I said, y'all do not want to miss this. If you are in the Bowling Green, Kentucky area or anywhere near it, do not miss out on this opportunity to go to this event. I mean, like I said, I know most of these women that's going to be on this panel, and I know they're going to have a powerful testimony, and I know they're going to bring something powerful to you. So definitely, if you're a young woman and you are in that area, please, ma'am, please make sure that your face is in that place.
yes, yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good.
Perfect, perfect. But I'm sorry about that. What I was saying though is, again, I'm just trying to decide whether or not I'm not trying to decide. I'm waiting on God to decide what my next move is going to be. So please, everyone, pray for me, child, because I don't
Definitely. We're
know.
gonna pray as soon as we get off before we get off of this live as well tonight. We're gonna do that. So how did you come up with the young lady mentorship course?
Yes, me and my mentor, which was Mr. Danielle, she mentored me in ministry when I decided that I wanted to do ministry. Or I had been called to ministry, but I had to accept the calling. So once that
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, you know what, God, I'm not gonna run from it anymore. Like, obviously, can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. So yeah, so I asked Danielle, would she mentor me? She did. While we were doing our mentoring sessions for over a year, every day, well, not every day, but every week, we tried to meet every week. We didn't get to meet every week, but we tried to. We met a lot. And during that time of her mentoring me, we had just bouncing off each other like, man, I wish I had a mentor when I was younger, when I was younger, and she did too. And so we just started bouncing off the idea like, what would happen if we created a mentoring program? And so we started talking about, different ideas and what type of student that we would want to work with, or what type of young lady, and what type of program. And so we just kept bouncing ideas off of each other. And we decided to do a workbook. She came up with, I think, 7 lessons. I came up with 7 lessons. We combined them together. All those lessons touch different topics that teenage girls deal with: self-esteem, relationships, goals, visions, dreams, leadership. We touch on all those things during those 14 lessons. So we wanted to create a program that would help troubled teens specifically. And we say trouble, not meaning like in and out of juvenile and all that stuff like that, but I'm more so just young ladies who might need a little bit more attention, who might have maybe coming from a troubled past, that might have trouble with staying focused in class. So we
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to cater to those young ladies, and to really, again, the program is to assist young ladies into becoming who they're destined to be. So that's how that came about.
Yeah, I can. I told Minister Danielle because she was on the broadcast last week, and I
Okay.
told her, I said, I said it's funny. I said when you all started that mentorship program, one of y'all's young ladies that y'all mentored came to church that Wednesday night, and she was talking about how she had enjoyed it and how she loved the mentorship program. And I looked at her, Cynthia, and I looked at her, and we're like, you do know that one of the ones that's mentoring you is our cousin. She said, huh? He was like, yeah, that's our cousin. So I can tell you firsthand from watching Jordy,
Hmm.
like she enjoyed that mentorship program that y'all
Thank you so
offered.
much. We enjoyed her. Jordy actually went into our second year at Caverna as a mentee, as like a upperclassman, is helping like a big sister to the new class that we got. So we just everyone loved Jordan. Such a beautiful soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So next question that we got for you, we're gonna have a little bit of fun now. We're gonna have
Hmm.
a little bit of fun. I'm
Okay.
gonna give you three options. In those three options, you have to choose one to write a movie about, one to play you in a movie, one to write a book about, and one to go to dinner with.
Okay.
So first one is gonna be Halle Berry, Taraji P. Henson, and Savannah James.
Okay. So these people would be like writing a book about me.
They would one of them would play you in a movie.
Okay.
One of them you would write a book about, and then the other one you just get to go to dinner with and like have a conversation.
Definitely go to dinner with Halle Berry. Play me in the movie Taraji for sure. And Savannah James definitely a book.
All right, all right,
Yes.
all right. So next one, I'm gonna go with Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts. Let's see, Fantasia and Jennifer Hudson.
Ooh, those are good. um, Definitely movie Sarah Jakes because she is me and I'm her. So
Mm-hmm.
much similarity there, and I get compared to her so much, which is a compliment, but I see why. And I would say book probably Fantasia and go out to eat dinner yeah, definitely Jennifer Hudson.
All right, all right. Michelle Obama. Hmm. Let me see. Michelle Obama,
Mhm.
Aisha Curry,
Okay.
and Sanaa Lathan.
Um, Aisha Curry dinner. Sanaa Lathan book and Michelle Obama movie.
All right, all right, all right. Last one we got for you. We're gonna make it a little harder for you now.
Okay.
The very last one.
Mhm.
All right, we're gonna go with Kerry Washington,
Mhm.
mm, Viola James,
Okay.
and Anita Baker. Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to sit down and eat with Anita Baker. Honey, listen, let me just hold on. Let me speaking of Anita Baker, this is me being honest. Now, somebody just I'm not gonna say his name, but somebody just recently put me on to Anita Baker. I heard her
Huh?
name. Yeah, I
Wait,
know. I
what?
wanna
Wait,
look,
what?
look, 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 look.
Wait, what?
Look,
What?
I knew her, but I didn't really know her music like that. Again, that's not my generation. And although I'm an old soul, I don't know why Anita Baker never came across
Mm,
somebody that I listened to.
giving you the best that I got?
Honey,
What?
giving you the best that I got,
Baby,
baby.
yes.
She said I put everything on my wedding ring.
Giving you the best that I got.
Woo. Honey, when
What?
she said that, she said I put it on my wedding ring,
Wedding
honey.
ring.
That's
What?
deep. Yeah, so I'm a big Anita Baker fan. Now I'll probably listen to Anita Baker at least once a day because it's just phenomenal. I'm like, where have I been all my life?
Wait till I tell your auntie that one. She gonna be like, I have
Man,
failed
like
her.
Anita
I have
Baker,
failed
like,
her.
and the person was telling me, they was like, yeah, like she was like the hot item. Like a lot of like men loved her, women loved her. Like
Right.
she was like the voice of soul. Like her voice was just so unique and beautiful. And honey, there's not been one Anita Baker song I've heard that I didn't like.
Right.
I could listen to her all night, all day, which there's been times when we've done that when we just listen to Anita Baker like just all day. You can just do that with her music. So Anita Baker, definitely dinner with her. We would probably be in the restaurant all night because I would just want to know so much. I
Mm-hmm.
love her. And then who Kerry Washington probably would do book Viola Davis movie for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, when I said Viola James, I don't know where I came up with that, but Viola Davis, Viola Davis.
I didn't even notice. I didn't notice. I didn't
Yes,
notice.
I
That's
did.
funny.
I caught it. I'm like, why did I say Viola James? But yeah,
That's
Viola
funny.
Davis. All
Yes.
right. So, very last question that I got for you
Mhm.
is I want you right now to give some advice to a young woman that may be dealing with the same thing as you are dealing with right now, that you have dealt with in the past. I want you to give them some advice right now that can help them.
Um, I would say this. Oh, there's so much that I could say, but
Hmm.
I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna keep it as much elementary because, honey, I can talk. I would say this: if you don't know God, you better get to know Him. Because once you build your relationship with God, then everything else is a domino effect. So if you're dealing with depression, anxiety, heartbreak, a loss of a child, a loss of a loved one, if you have a disease, terminal illness, anything that you're currently dealing with, you have to submit that to God, and God will get you through it. I'm not saying that He's going to heal you. I'm not saying that He's going to, completely take the problem away, but you won't have to go through it alone. So I encourage all people to build the relationship with God, to get in their word, because I could sit here and go on and on about, ways to not be depressed and 10 steps to being successful, but all of that is centered around God. So if you make the main thing, and that's relationship with God. So I encourage anyone who is struggling, who feels alone, who may know God but hasn't really been um, living the way you should, or if you don't know God whatsoever, try him out. I'm not gonna like pressure God and pull like I'll never be the type that just wants to drown somebody with God, just God this, God that, and choose God because God's best. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to try to like I don't want to try to recruit people over. I simply just want to be a testimony on, hey, relationship with God is real. And take it from me, someone that has 16 and pregnant, someone who's been with no money, who's been hungry, who's lost friends, who's been betrayed by family, friends, whatever, who's been through some of the most hardest times, suicidal, like so many things that I've been through. I've only been able to go through them and survive it because of God. It has not been anything else but God. So God, 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 God. And never be afraid of therapy. Sometimes it's God and therapy. Sometimes God will put people in your life to help you. So don't think that it's that sometimes you that don't assume that I'm saying therapy don't work or whatever. No, I'm saying that sometimes it is God and therapy. So but the main thing is God. Build your relationship with God this year in 2024. Give more to God in 2024. Give more in 2024. Stop asking for more. God says, I need you to do more in 2024. He has been really working on me and wanting me to tell people to make him priority this year. He's been telling me you need to be teaching that to everyone. They've forgotten about me. They have put me last. I need everyone to revamp and rethink and put me back on number one spot because that's where I'm supposed to be at. Stop putting me on the fourth spot. Stop putting social media before me. Stop putting your relationship before me. Stop putting your job before me. God says, I need everyone to start making me a priority again.
Amen. That's real. That's real.
Yes, yes,
So I thank you for coming on. We appreciate
absolutely.
you. We
Yes,
appreciate you for rocking with us and coming on. And this is your second time coming on here. Look, you've been on the Godly View a couple of
yes,
times.
yes,
Like
yes, yes.
I promise you, like y'all, this ain't gonna be the last time y'all see once again tomorrow night, tomorrow day. Make
Yes.
sure you are at this conference.
Get your
If you're
tickets.
in the Glasgow, Bowling Green, Cave City, Nashville, Louisville, E Town, Radcliffe, wherever area, make sure that you are at this event. Let's support it and let's make sure that it is sold out and jam packed in there. All
Amen.
right.
In Jesus'
So
name.
Amen. And as I always say as we close out, sometimes our disappointments are nothing more than God's appointments, meaning sometimes if we're looking at it's bad, God is only turning it around for our good. Stay blessed, and be a blessing to someone else. I will see y'all at 10 o'clock tonight for the after show vibes.
Bye,
Peace.
everyone. Be blessed.